So, folks, coming out of South Africa, I hear that there is a court judgment that ruled that now in South Africa, men can take a woman's surname in marriage, and there's been a lot of debate about that online on South African Twitter, if we want to call it that. Um, South African Facebook, I suppose. Uh, the online platforms that discuss issues that surround South Africa. I just wanted to discuss it in passing. This has been the only video I make about that because it is not something that matters to me. I've already said to you guys in terms of what are the things that matter to me. Things that are not gonna change the lives of South Africans don't concern me. They're a waste of time to talk about them. But with that being said, I would say that my think about it, my thinking about it is that personally, I made a decision a few years ago that I'm not going to get married under the South African law because I found that the South African law does not protect men from these modern women. So there's a choice that I made. It doesn't matter what sort of a marriage contract that you have. The South African Constitutional Court, which is the highest court in the land, made prenuptial agreements basically null and void in 2023. So I thought to myself that there is no need for me to put myself in a contract that does not favor me. And also, with that said, with regards to surnames, if a woman doesn't want to take my surname, I'm not going to marry her. Yeah, it's as straightforward as that. It's simple as that. If she's not taking my surname, I'm not marrying her. That is if I do get married. I'm not going to argue with a woman about that. I'm not going to go into a long debate about that. If she has any reasons, for whatever reasons, which all of them are mostly rooted on feminism, why she doesn't want to take my son, I don't need to marry her. Which already means that by the time of getting married arrive, I would have already known that this is a feminist and I'm not marrying a feminist. So it's not an issue. So and I expect that most of you men would know what you want. And so if you know what you want, why should something like this concern you? Because no one can compel you to get married. There's no law in the eyes of man or God. No one can compel you to get married. So why are you concerned about these things? Why do they matter to you so much? Unless obviously you want to take a woman's surname, which be my guest, do whatever would make you happy, boo. But I'm not. I'm not doing any of that shit. Um, and I don't see myself getting married under South African law. And even for most states in the United States, I don't see myself getting married in most of them. I would only consider getting married in states that have strong protections for men in the likelihood of divorce and strong protections for men for issues around child support and alimony. And and I would have to consult a lawyer about that. But even with that, I don't see myself marrying a South African woman. I don't see myself marrying an American woman. I don't see myself marrying a Western woman, period. So when I say Western woman, I mean, like, obviously not a woman from Canada. That's out of the question. Not a woman from any of the like Western nations where feminism is rampant, like the United Kingdom and Germany and France and any of those places, and South Africa as well, which is basically a feminist cesspool. Um, so I mean, even in very conservative American states, feminism is out of control, folks. So, and it doesn't matter how conservative a woman is, she will always reserve the right to take your money in divorce. So that's really for me that the things that frame my mind about these things, um, where I'm saying to myself, it's not something that matters to me because I'm not going to get married to any of you. And so even if I do get married, I'm likely to go to Hungary or Estonia or Latvia or Lithuania, Romania, any of the nations in East Europe that still hold marriage in high regard, and I'll probably get married there. And if I marry a black woman, it will more likely be a woman that comes from East Africa. Let's say Kenya, Tanzania, Malawi, Uganda, any of the women who are still feminine women. So this is to say that the issue of surnames and marriage in South Africa, it's not something that I'm actively thinking about. It doesn't matter to me, and it shouldn't matter to you too. And also, I don't expect that I would get married under the law of South Africa. Because even if I live even if I live in the US or live anywhere in the world, most people would go home to get married, to have their marriage registered under the laws of their home country. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that because I've seen the marriage laws in South Africa and they are a hot mess for men. So I'm not doing any of that shit. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, and this is an opinion that I'm in conflict about this opinion with most of my friends who are in South Africa who are married. About most people that I know who are in South Africa who are married, and I hope that their marriages are successful. I hope they are married for a very long time, 50 years, 60 years. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it under those conditions. And as much as I don't know as much as I don't know if I want to get married or not, I do know for sure that I don't want to get married under the South African law. That's what I know for sure. So it's not happening. So whatever, man.